Up next at 7 p.m. is Xavier Gold Rush and the Talladega Tornadoes.
It's Sasha Newman backstage once again with your info. Here with Dr. Ashley Baker. Tell us a little bit about the Women's in Sports Forum that you have about 3 weeks ago. And I was luckily
Yay! Yes, absolutely. I was super excited to see you all there. So the Women in Sports Forum is a forum that I started a couple of years ago. We launched in Detroit the first year. Basically a program to give young women, particularly high school and college students, the opportunity to network with women who are leaders in the sports industry, and also as a way to learn about the different challenges that women in sports face, but never forgetting the opportunities that are out there for us. So to expose young girls and young women to the various careers in the industry, the women who are leaders in our field, who many of them have served as my mentors, who are my friends. I've been visiting my friends and my colleagues. And so that's really what the forum is for, is to give us a space that we can talk about some of the things that we struggle with as women in sports, talk about some of the issues we have, but then talk about how we can build community and work together to make sure, one of my commitments is that, young women like you and those who will follow don't have to experience some of the challenges that I've had as a woman working in sports.
Well, thank you so much for having that and being able to attend. So can you tell us a little bit about when there might be another forum for other women who might want to go and your experience that it was really
No, you're welcome. So the next forum is actually going to be held in Detroit in 2019. I have not set the final date yet, but it'll be in February. We'll keep it around National Girls and Women's Sports Day. But one of the things that I did when I started is there's a commitment to this community, where I'm from, where I grew up. So I want to make sure I go back and commit to that community there. So every other year is there, and then the alternate years will go to another location.
Welcome back to the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament in New Orleans at Xavier University's Convocation Center. We are getting you ready for the final game of the night between the Talladega Tornadoes and Xavier University Gold Rush men, with the winner facing head coach Mike Newell and the Dillard Blue Devils. Congratulations, Coach. Was it as easy as it looked from up here? Because at halftime, you had a lead of 56-32. You closed it out with the big win, 99-86. And you got 5 guys that are in double figures offensively for you.
Well, we tried to get them to end it at halftime, but unfortunately they wouldn't. So the second half was, we had them down 53 to 21 at our place, and they made a run at our place in the second half. So I knew that they would come back. They're too good a basketball team. Mm-hmm. But we were our own worst enemy. We forced some shots, and you played D. You live by that jump shot, you're gonna die by it. That's right. So. And we turned it over, and then we quit guard, and then we got people in foul trouble and had to go zone, and so, but we survived. Survive and advance.
Survive and keep on dancing.
Right.
Yes, sir. It's definitely to be better on that side as opposed to not moving forward in March Madness. Talking to Coach Mike Newell of Dillard University, who is the #1 seed in the GCAC tournament. They will be playing tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the winner as they are waiting between Xavier and Talladega. Coach, the thing that I kept mentioning that was very apparent to me very early on is that you guys came out very aggressive and attacking style. If you will, speak to that point.
Well, we're that type of team, and really, sometimes it scares me because we don't have a lot of depth. Mm-hmm. So consequently, when you do that, sometimes you get in foul trouble, and fatigue is a factor. But like we talked about the other day, these kids are ballers, and they love to play, and they're in great condition. And we did get Patrick fouled out tonight, but I thought Rick Curry came off the bench, did a great job for us, a big kid down low, and. Overall, we got 5 guys averaging double figures. As far as offense goes, we're probably as good as anybody in the country, our first 5.
Joshua Simmons, 24. Quentin Jackson, 26. Jerori Coleman, 14. Christopher Ullman, 14. And as you alluded to, off the bench, Rick Curry put up 12. And he played some significant big minutes in that painted area. He seems like he's a big guy who knows he's a big, and he enjoys being a big. And I said that, Coach, because you know so many bigs want to be Euro bigs. They want to be guys hanging on the perimeter, and you can see he's comfortable in that paint, being that post presence.
Well, other than that jump shot he shot the first half, that's the first jump shot he shot all year long. I almost had him drug tested after the game. But you're exactly right. That's a good observation. He knows where his bread and butter is, and he's going to go down there, and he's going to continue. He's gotten a lot better, and he's going to continue to get better. He's only a junior. So we look forward to having him back next year, and obviously going through. I'm glad that game always gives you confidence. Now we got a chance to go tomorrow night and then on to Kansas City.
Coach, the other thing that stood out to me also is that when it came to rebounding the basketball, second chance rebounds, getting those 50-50 balls, played huge for you guys, as well as to even when Philander Smith made that run in the second half, which I'm pretty sure you mentioned to them in the locker room. Guys, we can't take our foot off the gas pedal because so many teams tend to get comfortable.
Yep.
You can see it was a matter of your team expecting the run, handling it, selling it down, but at the same point in time, still being aggressive on the offensive side of the ball.
We did, and I thought we might have gotten a little bit too aggressive, Dino, in that particular last, say, 10 minutes because, then you just, if you got the break, fine, take it. But if you don't, then, we forced some shots, shot some bad jump shots, just bring it out, and Rick was killing on the inside. And, like I said, our guards, I thought, overall play. We don't really have a true point guard, and that hurts when teams make other runs at you, and particularly when you're trying to get in your half-court offense.
Other thing that stands out to me is the fact that you shot 72% from the free throw line, 22 of 29 in the second half. Coach, that to me tells me that you are literally pushing the attack every single chance and getting teams in a position where they can't get set up on the defensive side of the ball, getting them in bad positions, transition defense.
Well, we have literally, D, a good basketball team, you want to shoot more free throws than all your opponents. We not only have shot more free throws than our opponents, we have made more free throws than our opponents have shot because of that very thing you just mentioned.
Yes,
we
sir.
take it inside. We're not your and even with Josh and Patrick, we're going to go inside out, and then we get it to the hole and we fast break. So. And we shoot 70% as a team.
Yeah.
So, if you live at that free throw line, you're going to
Good things are going to happen.
You're exactly right.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
Coach. We are talking to the head coach of the Dillard University basketball team, the number 1 ranked Dillard Blue Devils, who are in the championship game tomorrow at 4 p.m. as they await the winner between Xavier and Talladega. Final thought, Coach, is this. The bench and the energy that they brought off of the bench. Even when they weren't in the game, everybody seemed to be extremely engaged in the game, almost to the sense that they weren't going to be defeated. They're number 1 for a reason, and they have it set on their mind that they want to cut down the nets tomorrow.
Well, the thing that a lot of people forget, Dino, and obviously you're new, but this championship here, if we are lucky enough tomorrow night to win it, will be our 5th straight championship. There's 2 championships, that regular season
tournament. Yes, sir.
We won the tournament championship in 16. We won the regular season last year and the tournament championship. Now we won the regular season, so we're going for the fifth straight championship, and that's never been done in Dillard's history. So those kids, they want.
They're aware, and they want it.
That's exactly right.
Yes, sir.
And we do have a good chemistry, though.
Yes, sir.
They pull for each other.
Fantastic. Congratulations again tomorrow, Coach, on the win. Well, first of all, congratulations on the win today, and looking forward to the championship game tomorrow. He is head coach Mike Newell of the Dillard Blue Devils, getting ready to face the winner between Xavier and Talladega. This is the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Xavier University's campus at the Xavier Convocation Center. Getting you ready for the final game of the night between Xavier and Talladega. We are literally 6 minutes away I am Dino Hanson. Marlon Favorite will be back soon, as well as our third member of the team being Casey Ferrand.
We just wrapped up the Dillard versus Philander Smith College game. Dillard dominated this game. I'm here with Joshua Simmons. You made 24 points. How are you feeling about your play?
I feel good. We got the win. It's automatic. My team forced me to get on.
When you guys are ahead like you were, you pretty much had a 25-point lead at one point, kept it to a minimum of 9 points at some point throughout the game. I mean, how does that affect your play? Does that keep you motivated, or is it making you kind of comfortable where you
If
just?
you're not careful, it can make you, take away from the game. But we talk to each other throughout the game, and we keep telling ourselves, don't let me get to a certain amount. Let's get to a certain amount before, an half break. So we kind of challenge ourselves throughout the game to keep us, motivated, make sure it's fun, and so we just keep ourselves motivated.
And you've been kind of through different teams. This is finally landing here at Dillard University. What's it like playing for this university?
It's different. Throughout all my, times playing. This is a good group, very powerful group. We went through a lot of diversity through this whole journey. Seeing everybody kind of get different backgrounds and know through this team, through this really good bring together, especially how we started our season, just bring that close and really good. I'm proud of it.
And you're pretty proud of yourself as well. 3 times, multiple times.
The second of our men's semifinal matchups between the Xavier University Gold Rush, 23-7 on the season, number 2 seed overall in the GCAC tournament, and the Talladega Tornadoes with a record of 20-10. They are the number 3 seed. Your starting lineups this evening, starting with the 3 seed Talladega Tornadoes. At forward, a junior, 6'8" from Memphis, Tennessee, number 12, Articus McGee. At guard, 6'1" sophomore from Memphis, number 23, Chauncey Blakely. At another guard, 6'1" junior from Long Island, New York, number 25, Devontae Dixon. And at guard, 5'8", junior from Memphis, Rayford Albright. And your center, 6'10", South Bend, Indiana, a senior, number 50, Carl Taylor. The head coach of the Tornadoes is Frederick Summers. And now the starting lineups for the number 2 seed, Xavier University Gold Rush. At guard, 6'3", freshman from Houma, Louisiana, number 0, Rayshawn Martin. At another guard, 5'8", junior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 2, Virgil Davison. At another guard, 6'2", junior from New Orleans, number 3, Jeff Dixon. At forward, 6'4", senior from Mount Vernon, New York, number 12, Jalen David. And at forward, 6'6", senior from Memphis, number 14, Joseph Williams. The head coach of the Xavier Gold Rush is Alfred Williams.
Welcome back to the 2018 GCAC Men's Basketball Tournament and, of course, the Women's Basketball Tournament. Day number 2 in the final game of the day as Talladega Tornadoes are in the visiting gray with light blue numbers, and the home Xavier Nuggets, Gold Rush should I say, they are wearing their white with gold numbers. Xavier going to our left from where we are in Talladega, heading to the right. I am Dino Hansen, joined to my right by Marlon Favright, and the third member of our team is Casey Ferrand from WDSU Television. We greatly appreciate you watching online at portal.stretchinternet.com/Dillard as Xavier goes on the attack right away and gets the easy two. Now that we are underway, basket scored by Mart. First person to score for Xavier tonight. Xavier at the 2-0 lead right now. 19 minutes and 13 seconds into the game. First foul against Talladega. Thank you also in advance to our sponsors for the GCAC this year. Basket was good by Mart, making it 3-0, that being Adidas, Triple B's Cajun Corner, Wyndham Garden Hotel, and Still Premium Alkaline Water. Talladega comes right back. Deep corner shot by Dixon for Talladega, tying the game up at 3 apiece. Xavier is on the attack, going to the left side of the court. Ball is being moved around from left to right, dumped inside of the paint. And, of course, one of Marlon's favorite guys is playing for Talladega, the big fella.
Big Carl, man.
That big being 6'10", Carl Taylor out of South Bend, Indiana. He's a senior, being a post presence on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he's demanding a lot down bottom. Good job on defense, just having a presence there, making Xavier shoot a bad shot.
Boy, the big fella can carve out some space when he came across that lane just now, boy. Demanding the basketball.
That you're right.
Talladega misses the layup. Xavier is right back on the offensive attack, looking to get the offense set up. Penetration right down the lane.
Basket for Jeff Dixon.
That basket was scored by Jeff Dixon for Xavier. Talladega comes right back on the offensive attack. Basket was scored. Scored by Blakely right there. Chauncey Blakely getting that 2 in the lane. Long range ball shot from deep 3 area for Xavier. That was Mart. 17:33 remaining in the first half. Tie ball game, 5-5.
Foul on the Tornadoes.
Looks like we have ourselves another pretty tight game, man. These last 2 games have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, good fun energy as well.
Yes.
Talladega makes their way back up the court, going to our right with a 5-5 tie score ball game right now. As Xavier men on the bench being very active, being engaged in what's happening right now in the game. Wanted to mention where you can find out about Still Premium Alkaline Water. You can go to Still, and that's spelled with the Y, STYLL water.com, or give them a call at 888-97-STILL, STYL. Xavier Go Nuggets, Xavier Go Rush, should I say, get the easy layup, making it 7-5, but Talladega comes right back. Big Carl Taylor couldn't grab that rebound as Xavier is on the move again.
Yeah, Xavier's doing a really good job at, again, transitioning downfield and following through. I said field. There go that football talk down court.
It's who you are, big fella. Now, Carl Taylor had an impact on that shot right there, getting his big paws up in the air, forcing Xavier into a turnover. Big Carl looked a little frustrated early on, talking back to the coach. Nothing negative, just trying to clear up the air, saying what he's seeing, and a foul is called upon Big Carl Taylor over the back. He is going to be replaced by one of Marlin's other favorite guys, that being Jordi Baranje out of Serbia.
Jordi Baranje shot 2 3-pointers yesterday and was successful.
Absolutely. He's a Euro big.
Yes. Again, if he was playing football, he would probably be playing guard. Handling the rock there, you have Leland Alexander.
Xavier is back on the attack after the missed shot by Talladega, and a wide open shot goes down from 3 by Davison for Xavier, making the score 10-5. Talladega going to our right. Big Baranja is out on the 3-point line. Just out there to reverse the ball, not shooting a 3 or anything yet. Inside rebound by Albright.
Foul in the Gold Rush, Jalen David, his first, team.
Foul called against Xavier, Jalen David. As they inbound the ball on the right baseline for Talladega. Ball goes into the right side, being reversed to the left. Albright looking post up. Couldn't get the dump off. But taking it right to the lane for Talladega is Chauncey Blakely. He had a big game yesterday as well, Marlon.
Yes, he did.
Xavier trying to get some offense set up. Seems to be a little congested on that left side. You got all 4 Xavier jerseys on that left side. Pull up with a long-range 3. Looked like it was out of sorts. Talladega gets the rebound and is right back on the attack. That being Chauncey Blakely. Comes off a little strong on the opposite side of the rim, but Xavier runs it right back down the throat of Talladega. That was Rayshawn Mort who just scored that last basket.
Timeout, Talladega.
Score is 12-7. Xavier 12, Talladega 7. Off to a pretty good start on both sides of the ball, Marlon. I don't think anybody has really made it a point of emphasis to see who is taking advantage of anything yet, but they're just up and down right now, trying to settle in, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty evened up with the fouls. Talladega has 3 fouls. Xavier has 2. So, I mean, both teams seem to be keeping their composure and again, keeping the score tight.
It's almost like a championship fight, if you will, Marlon, where both teams come out just kind of feeling each other out and throwing a couple of jabs here and a couple of jabs there. That's what it seems like right now.
No doubt.
All right, and we're back to action. And a 3-pointer taken by Albright from the right side of the court. Xavier is back on the attack. A couple of tips off of the rebound, and then the foul committed. I know Coach Alfred won't be happy about that. That foul was committed by number 14, Williams.
Foul on Joseph Williams of Gold Rush, his first, team 3rd.
3 team fouls apiece for each team. Still early into the game with 12 and a half minutes haven't gone by so far. 12-10, highly contested game to this point. Great penetration drive on the left side. By Talladega's Khalil Spearman, tying the game up at 12.
Quick transition. Again, both teams are just positioning themselves, man, not letting too much happen, keeping it tight. I will say this, man, Dino, earlier I was down by Casey and Miss Sasha over here at Dillard, and the way that Talladega was warming up before the game, man, it really seemed like a Hawaiian ritual. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes it so great. Every team has their own way of doing things and getting prepared for the game, you know? You got to enjoy that. What was your routine before a game?
Man, I would listen to my little iPod. After I do my deal on my iPod, I would usually just go jog around, you know, go through like go get taped and everything like that. And then once we got on the field, I just always, you know, just kind of like at the time we were rapping like Lil Wayne Dedication 2 and stuff like that. So just kind of listening to my music, enjoying.
Okay. No matter what was going on, my routine was this before every game, at least 3 hours before a game. I had to have taken my nap after pregame meal. I needed a nap.
Oh, yes. Before the game, I have to do that nap, bro.
Had to take me a nap.
And I like to watch a movie the morning of a game. Like if we have an evening game, I watch something that don't have anything to do with football.
See, I like to get up early in the morning on game day and not think about anything basketball related. There he is, the big fella, Baranja, the 6'8" senior from Serbia. Not think anything basketball, run around, run errands, spend time with the girlfriend and things of that nature because depending upon if we won or lost, if we lost, she wasn't going to see me for a few days. I definitely have never taken losing well. It's not something I ever wanted to get used to. As we get back to action, more about that later on, about my pregame repetition. Why I had to put the left sock on before the right sock.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm not superstitious. I just knew what worked for me.
Routine. Ain't
Okay.
nothing wrong with that, brother. Yep.
You know.
Put your left foot in and put your right foot.
You know, and my boys used to make fun of me because I would be walking around the locker room with nothing but my shorts on, but I had to have my socks and my sneakers on.
Okay.
It was like this old man routine. You know, it reminded me of my grandfather, man. They used to, you remember how old guys used to do that? Like they'd go to church in the morning time, they'd get home, take their pants off, lay it over the chair, walk around in nothing but their boxers and their socks and shoes.
Comfortability,
Yeah,
man. Nothing wrong with that.
I did the exact. I wanted my jersey to be the last thing that I put on. I didn't want to like start sweating too soon, so I would shoot around with my T-shirt on.
Now I would do that too because I didn't want to sweat up the jersey. I would do that too.
Yeah.
Because I sweat so easy, man.
Absolutely. That's why summer times down here are brutal for me. Bro. I sweat like I just got out of a swimming pool. Score is 13-17. Xavier is now down. Long-range 3 ball taken by Xavier number 2, Davison. Talladega is back on the offense. We're at the 11:33 mark here in the first half of the final game of the night, that being Talladega taking on Xavier. Hold is called against Xavier's number 0. That would be Mort. And for some of you that may be listening, you might be wondering why we're only calling out their last name is because the media guide that we have in comparison to the jerseys that guys are wearing during the game are different from the media guys. So we're looking at our statistical sheet until we get it at the end of the first half to be able to mention their first names and last name. A big shot knocked down by Talladega's Dixon for 3, that being Devontae Dixon, making the score Talladega 20, Xavier 13, under 11 minutes in the first half. The winner will move on to play Dillard University. That shot was just made by Jalen David of Xavier, cutting into that lead, making it a 5-point lead for Talladega.
Xavier able to make the turnover.
Xavier is back on the attack now.
Jalen David.
Great ball movement to get the wide open short corner jumper, but it wasn't able to go. Shot was taken by Smith. Kareem's off of the rim, and Talladega was back on the attack. I got to tell you, Talladega is playing right now with no fear, Marlon.
They're not, man. They're playing very aggressive, and it looks like Donovan Armstrong for Xavier was a DB right there on the ball throwdown. It's crazy how the sports are different but similar in the same way. But, yes, they are. They're playing fearless. They came into this tournament, and you have to factor this in. They just lost to Xavier recently, to finish the season up. So it's very seldom in life you get second chances. So they're approaching this game that way.
Right.
Talladega has the ball now. Handling the rock is Miles Howard as he attempts for the short two-pointer and misses. Xavier gets the ball. Transitioning. Dish out three. Long range. And it comes up short. That was number 3, Landon Alexander on the try, and it appears to be a foul on Xavier. Talladega's ball. We're here at
Jalen David for the Gold Rush, his second, team 7.
It appeared to be on Seth Jackson. We're not sure. We'll find out here shortly.
For Xavier?
For Xavier. Trying to figure out who the foul was on. And that's not Seth Jackson, correct?
No, it's not Jackson. What number was that?
2.
That was Davison.
Davison. That's his name. Virgil Davison.
We will get it all squared away coming up here after halftime. Have to make a few adjustments. Both teams head back to their bench, talk with their respective coaches. We're at the 9-minute and 53-second mark in the first half of the final game of the night, which is the second men's game. Dillard has already won their game, beating Philander Smith to make their way to the championship game tomorrow at 4 p.m. The winner of this game between Xavier and Talladega will advance tomorrow to meet the number 1 ranked Blue Devils. And, of course, the stage is set tomorrow for the ladies' game between the number 1 Dillard Lady Blue Devils against the number 2 Edward Waters Lady Tigers. We're getting back to action here as McGee for Talladega, that being Arcuous McGee, the 6'8" junior forward from Memphis, Tennessee, at the line, shooting 1.
He makes it.
And now the bonus to increase that lead by 6, 15-21 over Xavier. And I really can't get over the magnificence of this Convocation Center, man. I'm really enjoying myself here. It's a very nice venue for a basketball game. Not a bad seat in the house.
Not at all.
And McGee knocks down that second free throw, making the score 22-15 in favor of Talladega. That last basket was scored by Dixon for Xavier. Talladega is back on the attack. You know what looks really weird right now for Talladega, Marlon, is the fact that neither one of the bigs, that being Big Carl Taylor nor Jordy Baranje, are in the game.
And Xavier's taking full advantage of that.
That they are.
Talladega ball. So I guess they elected to go smaller guys, a little more hustle.
Well, it hasn't hurt them any because they still do have the lead, 22-17 with 9 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in this first half. Also want to thank a few of the coaches and presidents and representatives of the university that we've had on yesterday and today, that being Roderick Smothers, president of Philander Smith, Antonio Lapel, James Singleton, and Lisa, all representatives of Still Premium Alkaline Water, Talladega men's basketball coach Fred Summers, Dillard men's basketball coach Mike Newell, again, who is playing tomorrow in the championship game, the president of Dillard University, Dr. Walter Kimbrough, head coach of the Dillard women's basketball team, that being Norbert Rome. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to talk about your advancement of the teams playing, as well as the great things that's going on at your universities. This is the 2018 GCAC men's and women's basketball tournament in New Orleans at Xavier University at the Xavier Convocation Center. 8 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the final game of the day, with the winner going to the championship game to face Dillard tomorrow. 22, make that 24-17 as McGee just scores 2.
Yes, Talladega definitely playing with a chip on their shoulder. Just losing recently to Xavier, and now they're like, okay, we're balling today, making it very complicated for Xavier. We'll get a foul.
That was close. They called a defensive foul, but initially I thought he put that arm bar up there and was making it an offensive foul.
And I was thinking the same thing.
Because from our vantage point, that's exactly the way it looked.
Very aggressive.
Yes, sir. And, of course, we are back to action again. Foul called against Talladega as Xavier heads to the line. That being Xavier's number 25, Donovan Armstrong.
And he makes it count. Donovan Armstrong, as he makes his first free throw.
We got pretty balanced scoring from both teams right now. Talladega shooting 9 of 19 and Xavier 7 of 21 early on.
And another sinker. Talladega moving the ball around. Oh, and Xavier gets a turnover.
Xavier's on the attack. Oh, that's the way you attack the rim from Virgil Davison right there. Making the score 21-24. Xavier trying to make a run with 7:30 remaining in the first half. But a certain player from Talladega, that being Devontae Dixon, said he's not having any of that, with the big three increasing the lead for Talladega 27-21 as Xavier is back on the offensive attack.
Xavier able to get the rebound there, making it happen there. Evan Howard, and I think the announcer mentioned a different name. We're following the program right now, but we'll get number 14 for Xavier's information soon. Right now, it's Evan Howard.
It's actually Joseph Williams, my brother. Got you covered.
Joseph Williams, good looking out. And
yes,
I
sir.
Will make my correction.
Looking at the DAC stats right now. So that's how we were able to make that quick adjustment.
Foul on the gold rush, Jeff Dixon. His first, team
We've got a score of 27-23. Talladega over Xavier with 6:47 remaining in the first half of the final game of the evening.
Dixon at the line, and he makes it count, increasing that lead an extra point. Now Talladega's up by 5. 28-23, 6 minutes and 47 seconds into half, and
Count it.
make it count.
Make that 28-29 now. 29-23 in favor of Talladega with 6:40 remaining in the first half. Coming up the left side of the court is Jeff Dixon for Xavier, as they get instructions from the bench. And a great play call by Xavier. Jeff Dixon goes around the right side and throws up a lob to Joseph Williams that, in Marlon Favorite's favorite word, he would say, hello.
Hello.
The way big Joseph Williams puts it down, and they get another steal. Looking up the front court, Xavier is pressing the attack. A huge three by Virgil Davidson to get right back in the game, 28-29. Xavier has awoken Marlon Favorite.
That crowd, as Davidson looked at the crowd, pumping him up. And this Xavier crowd is now into it.
Absolutely.
And it is Xavier's ball.
They are really into this game.
That was McGee on the foul for the Tornadoes in Talladega. Xavier being able to make some cool transitions here. They're only trailing by 1 point from Talladega. Just, I mean, great defense right now, and they're doing a good job at finishing on the steals. I really wanted to say interception earlier. There's my football brain again. There's Davidson driving in the paint, and he walked. Traveling violation. And now Talladega now gets the I heard Dino talking to Miss Kiki saying shirts. I would like a 3X, ma'am, please, thank you. 3X short, well, long. Dega has the ball with 5:14 left to play. Dishing it down to
There he is. Big Jordy Beranger tried to back him down and get close to the rim, but it would not fall. Xavier back on the attack. Quick shot. Foul called against Virgil Davidson. That was a bad foul right there. No, that's not Virgil Davidson. That's actually Jeff Dixon. Correction, Jeff Dixon.
Now, Dino, my question is, why not slow it down right there? You got a chance to go up by 2.
Hey, that would have been the smart and best thing to do. Get some offense going. You had a situation where Talladega has been moving on offense to get good, clean, open looks. Made perfect sense to get some ball movement going.
Yes, indeed.
Shot was missed by Talladega. Rebounded by Xavier, number 12. That being Jalen David, but there was also a foul called on Talladega.
And that's their team 9th foul.
Both teams will be in the double bonus on the next team foul.
Well, it appears we're tied up here at 29.
Yes, sir. We've got a game. Xavier was definitely making their run.
And we have a lead. Xavier's first lead of the game. Sinking that last throw-in is Leland Alexander, the guard out of Houma, Louisiana.
Man, Xavier definitely stormed back. Talladega shooting 47%, Xavier shooting 40%. They're both shooting 80+% from the free throw line, but from three, Talladega 57% and Xavier 33%. Turnovers are the same, 5 on each team. Slight edge assist-wise to Talladega, 7-5.
Travel.
Called against Xavier. Talladega ball with 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
I honestly thought that Chris Ward was just going to spin off and make the layup, but he wanted to be selfless, which isn't a bad thing.
Talladega comes down the court, gets a post up, but they could not complete the move. Rebound goes to Xavier. Xavier is coming back to our left side on the court here. Jeff Dixon moving to the left. Pass the ball all over to Jalen David, who goes left baseline and gets fouled on the way to the rim.
Foul starting to be an issue for Talladega here late in the first half. They're actually helping Xavier increase their lead now. Jalen David is at the line.
3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the first half. Xavier up 30-29. Really been a very fun-filled, fast, competitive day, Marlon, because I can't believe we're in game number 4 already, and it's almost 8 o'clock, and we've been here since 11:30 this morning, man.
Right. It's like we had I didn't have any breakfast, but again, man, the committee here at the GCAC tournament has been doing a good job at keeping us filled as I'm sitting here snacking on these peanuts right now.
That they have. They definitely kept us hydrated as well with the
Yes.
Gatorade and the great still water that my man Antonio Lapel says gives you life.
Yes. Yes, it also makes you go to the restroom at least twice.
Yes, sir. We are here in New Orleans at Xavier University at the Xavier Convocation Center for the 2018 GCAC men's and women's basketball tournament today. Championship game is tomorrow for the women between the Dillard Lady Blue Devils, which is ranked number 1, and the number 2 ranked Edward Waters Lady Tigers. And on the men's side, the Dillard Blue Devils men's team, ranked number 1, is awaiting the winner between this game here of Xavier and Talladega, which will be at 4 o'clock tomorrow right here at the Xavier Convocation Center. Make sure you go to and you tell your friends about the live streaming that's being done by going to portal.stretchinternet.com/Dillard. Last basket just scored by Chauncey Blakely, who has been big for Talladega yesterday and today. That is his 11th point. That's his 9th point, correction.
Virgil Davison being rejected right there. And Xavier's able to get a steal.
Talladega just gave it right back to Xavier on the turnover, and that is 11 points for Blakely. Xavier misses the shot, puts their hand on a 50-50 ball, but could not corral it in as Talladega takes advantage and is coming back on the attack. Talladega is ahead 33-30 with 2 minutes remaining, under 2 minutes remaining now in the first half. Ball moving from right to left and back to the right side. Beranger is trying to set a screen to get some freedom for Carter, who is in the for Dixon, who is in the game for Talladega. And Blakely gets the jump shot and a little roll to go in there. The rim was being kind to him, Marlon.
It really was. Friendly rim.
If that foul's on Beranger, he looked like he literally plucked. Yes, it was. It looked like he just plucked Virgil Davison. to get out of his way. Again, just so you'll understand, Virgil Davison, what would you say, maybe at best 5'5", Marlon?
5'5". I mean, him and Lil Wayne's about the same height.
And Jordy Beranger, 6'8". So that's why I said plucked him out of the way.
Well, on here, they have Virgil listed at 6'1", but it doesn't appear
It does not look like he is anywhere near 6'1".
I'm 6'1", and I'm not even 6'1". After the game, I'm going to stand next to him, and we're going to see who's the tallest.
If he is 6'1", I'm 6'10", and I'm going back and playing ball professionally.
Right, and I'm going back to the NFL. Does that mean they cheated me at the combine?
Yes, indeed, my man. Yes, indeed.
I mean, I do understand we have the bird's eye view here, but he doesn't look 6'1".
No, sir. Scores 32-35. Talladega ahead of Xavier with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Posting up for Talladega in the paint is that Lambert? I tell you, these numbers. No, that's actually McGee.
That was McGee.
Yeah, it's McGee, and the foul was on Lambert.
Right.
Yeah.
And it appears that Jordy Beranger is playing. Well, I thought he was just checking out. He's just taking back.
He's playing free safety right now.
There you go.
He's tired of blocking up front playing guard. He wants to get some of that defensive interception action.
There you go. Oh, man. It's always been a dream. I hadn't had a chance to catch an interception nor score a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what? I take that back. I scored 1 touchdown in middle school.
Okay.
It was on a fumble-rooski.
Fumble-rooski.
I was the pulling guard, and I just center hiked the ball.
Picked it up.
I picked it up.
Yes, sir.
Turned on the burners.
We are under a minute with the score 36-32. Talladega leading Xavier. Xavier is on the attack. Can't really get anything going at this particular juncture. We are now at 44 seconds of the first half. A long 3-ball from deep.
And he makes it.
Oh, my goodness. Did he ever knock that down?
Long range.
Mr. Dixon. Yes, indeed. That being Jeff Dixon knocking down that big 3. Coming within 1 point of Talladega, 35-36. As the clock winds down, we're at 15 seconds before halftime. The big fella Beranger is calling for it, Marlon. That one came up a little bit long, hit the back of the iron, though. 5 seconds remaining. Xavier on the attack. Talladega would not let him get a shot off. Oh, and his shot goes a little long.
They didn't have a timeout?
That being Rayford Albright. Yes, they did have a timeout. Why didn't they use it? That's the better question. They have 4 timeouts left.
Oh, man, I would have used that with 8 seconds left.
Yes, sir. That would have been ideal right there. Take advantage of that.
Okay. DJ such and such. We don't know his name yet, but we'll figure it out here in a second. It's jamming on a little bit of Frankie Beverly and Mays as we have a little break
It's
here.
a good thing it's Frankie and not the bounce version of it, because
Right.
you know in New Orleans we bounce everything, even Anita Baker, Sade.
I guarantee you this entire bottom row here would have been shaking it like a dog. Twerk it, baby. Work it, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Halftime score is 36-35. Talladega in the lead over Xavier in the final game of the night. Looking forward to the championship Sunday. That being Dillard taking on Edward Waters tomorrow, and Dillard men waiting on the winner in this game here between Talladega and Xavier. We are broadcasting live from Xavier University at the Xavier Convocation Center here in New Orleans. It's the 2018 GCAC men and women's basketball tournament going on. Greatly appreciate everything that the GCAC has done for us. should be speaking with Dr. Hawkins of Talladega here shortly about the great things that are going on at their university. But we greatly appreciate you tuning in online at Portal, Portal stretchinternet.com/Dillard. That's where you can listen to us as well as watch the games live of your favorite teams. Thank you again to Commissioner Steve B. Martin, President of the GCAC and Athletic Director of Dillard University, that being Dr. Kiki Baker Barnes. The Sports Information Director at Dillard is Sam Cook, and the Office of Advancement of Career Students at Dillard is my good friend, my St. All Purple Knight brother, that being Mark Barnes. Again, our sponsors for the GCAC 2018 basketball tournament is Adidas, Triple B's Cajun Corner, the Wyndham Garden Hotel, and Still Premium Alkaline Water. Thanks again to our production team, Miss Eunice Kumol, Rodrika Taylor, and Xavier Randolph. We greatly appreciate you and all of your assistance all weekend long. Championship Sunday is tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m. as the women will play the first game. Again, that being Dillard University taking on Edward Waters. And Dillard men have already advanced to the final game on Sunday as they await the winner. Here in the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament on the women's and the men's sides. Dr. Hawkins, thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate you taking a few minutes to tell everybody that's watching as well as listening what makes Talladega such a fantastic university in your opinion.
Well, first of all, I want to say to all the listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. This is a great idea, and this live streaming, and I hope we continue this effort.
Absolutely.
But we got to get the word out.
Absolutely.
So folks know about this.
And it's extremely helpful to be able to have those who are at Philander Smith, who are at Talladega, who are at Tougaloo, who aren't able to make it down, to feel like they're still a part of it and continue to grow the brands of each HBCU.
Absolutely. And this is a great way to do that. And so we're going to work very hard, and certainly I will, to make sure that my other colleague presidents know about this, and we got to publicize this and push that out there.
Yes, sir.
And small college basketball, it excites me.
Yes, sir.
The GCAC, great athletic conference. Commissioners, is doing a great job, and we really appreciate Xavier for again hosting this great tournament. We hope to do this at Talladega very soon.
Yes, sir.
We have a facility like this under construction right now.
Fantastic.
And so we're really excited about our new student center arena that's under construction. And this time next year, we'll be excited about the completion of that facility. So we hope to host this tournament one day.
Yes, sir. and this really is a very close-knit, yet not a bad seat in the house arena here at Xavier. This is a really beautiful venue, and I definitely look forward to being there at the Talladega campus as we're doing live streaming as well when you guys host the tournament.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about what makes Talladega and the family and the professors there and the student body such a special school.
Yeah, Talladega has always been known for academic excellence. Going back now 150 years, and it's a special institution. A lot of firsts have come out of Talladega, throughout this country. It's always been known for, sending students on to graduate school. Great alums of the institution. I mean, we don't have enough time for me to
run the list down. Yes, sir.
Run down the list. And when you talk about great alums, we have two other new facilities under construction as well. a new dormitory, and then we have our own alum, Talladegan, Dr. Bill Harvey at Hampton University.
Okay.
Now president there for over 40 years, just finishing up, a great career at Hampton. He and his wife has contributed over $1 million towards the construction of our new museum.
That's
under
fantastic.
construction on campus. So
That
you
is
talk about alums giving back. We talk about outstanding alums of HBCU. Bill Harvey really exemplifies a great alum. And so, we're excited about, what's going on academically, at the school, continuing to grow. Next year we'll have our first master's degree program.
Okay.
And computer information, system science next year. So we're excited about that new degree that's coming on in computer science. And then I can't say enough about the athletic department.
Yes, sir.
We've really built a great athletic department. Being members of the NAIA and being members of the GCAC conference. Our Gulf Coast conference is a great conference. We got to continue to promote it, and we're excited about it. And certainly, I want to give a shout out to our head men's basketball coach, Coach Summerhill.
Coach Summers, yes.
Recognized as Coach of the Year. He's done a great job in his first year at Talladega. But all of our coaches, Coach Harrod, who's also women's coach and AD. We're just real excited about the effort. I'm a firm believer in young coaches. And I have been
Absolutely.
throughout my career in giving these young coaches the opportunity to display their talents. And again, I can't say enough about small college athletics. I'm a strong proponent of the NAIA. I believe all of our HBCUs ought to be a part of NAIA.
Absolutely.
Now, my colleagues get mad with me about it, but if you look at the history, go back in history.
It speaks for itself, and it explains why.
Our schools came from NAIA, and but it's great organization and being a part of that. But again, it's great to be here. I know we're here at Xavier, but I hope Talladega get it together and pull this one out. I'd like to be here tomorrow, if possible. But,
Absolutely.
And I thank you for bringing me on and continue to push out.
You are very welcome. It's our pleasure to have you, and thank you for being a part and continuing to push that effort as we grow and continue to do this in the years ahead. We are speaking to Dr. Hawkins, who is the president at Talladega. Right now,
Talladega.
Is it Dega?
Talladega.
Okay, Talladega. Well, we have to correct a lot of mistakes that we've been saying because we've all been saying Talladega.
It's Talladega, and the reason why I corrected you, if a Talladegan, an alum, were to hear that, and I not correct you, that they would
really be on you and me.
Listen, the school is located in Talladega, Alabama.
But you're Talladega.
Dega is the name.
Okay, there we go. We made that correction, and we will correct it the remainder of the second half of the game today. And if you guys make it tomorrow to the finals, we'll make sure we're saying Dega and not Dega.
That's right.
I promise you that, Dr. Hawkins. Before you go, you mentioned the impact that Coach Summers is having as you guys have the lead right now, 36-35 over Xavier. Just mention, one, the website where people can find out more about Talladega, correcting it already. Secondly, about the programs of emphasis that you have there that makes you guys stand out more so than not knocking any other HBCU, but what makes Talladega such a fantastic university?
I say, use certainly our website, www.talladega.edu. What's special about Talladega is that we've always said to our students, and we continue to echo to our students, that you stand on the shoulders of great individuals, of great alumni, and we try to instill that into our students, academic excellence.
Okay.
The expectations that you have when you graduate from the institution is to go out and make a difference in the world. And whatever profession that you're in, whether it's, we've always had a strong education program. Okay, we have a strong criminal justice program, strong social work program. We've always had a strong pre-med, pre-law program. Continue to have those programs and pushing our students out into the work world. but the whole idea of excellence, okay, in everything that you do, specifically in the classroom, that's what we push out. And again, as I indicated, that we got this new master's degree program coming online next year, and so we're very, very excited about that program. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to that great marching band.
Oh, yes.
The Marching Tornado. There's over 300 young people in that band, and certainly, I'm sure you all have seen them perform.
People in the city of New Orleans, not only during Mardi Gras, but even for the Battle of the Bands, love to see the Talladega Tornado Band here competing.
Yeah.
He is Dr. Hawkins from Talladega in Talladega, the president. Dr. Hawkins, we greatly appreciate your time, sir.
Absolutely.
Continued success.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. The score is 36-35. Xavier is down at home to Talladega. I will not make that mistake again. I promise you that. So I apologize to all of those Talladegan alums that have been hearing myself, Marlon Favorite, and Casey Ferran saying Talladega. It's Talladega. We are 2 minutes away from getting back to the second half of the final game of the night right here, the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament from New Orleans on Xavier University campus inside the Xavier Convocation Center.
Okay, shout out to all Talladegans out there. Shout out to the great student body of Talladega College. Go Tornadoes.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right.
And here we go. It is the second half of the final game of the night in the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament here in New Orleans, Louisiana, on the campus of Xavier University in the Xavier Convocation Center between Xavier and Talladega. Mistake will not be made, and we apologize for saying Dega, despite Talladega being in Talladega. We've got a score of 36-35.
So it's
Talladega.
Talladega.
In
Okay.
Talladega.
Talladega in
Talladega.
Okay.
Correct. Dr. Hawkins, greatly appreciate him and some of his time and correcting me so that way I can pass that information on. Won't happen again. Greatly appreciate everybody down in Talladega who attended Talladega for tuning in to the live streaming, making you feel like you're a part of what's going on and supporting your schools as well. Just getting underway. Last game of the night. I had to stand up, Big Fave. I'm tired of sitting down, man. I'm getting sore.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Been a long day.
You know, sitting down a while, them joints start settling in, and you feel it.
Not that spring chicken I used to be.
I can second that.
Wake up with all kind of aches that I don't even recall happening in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping.
It makes me want to upgrade my bed, man. Waking up, that low back start kicking in.
Xavier is on the track. Attack traveling called against Xavier. Ball goes over to Talladega, the Tornadoes.
Yeah, Talladega has been doing an excellent job at pretty much setting the tempo of the game.
Great help side defense just now.
It looks like he did I Bet You Won't just now. He did the little
I
I Bet
like
You
that.
Won't dance.
I like that. Great help side defense from Joseph Williams on the block.
Okay, Diga has the ball. Backing it down is Dixon. Oh, I bet you won't again.
Joseph Williams is not tolerating anybody coming into his lane and getting off an easy shot. That is his second block in the past 30 seconds.
Well, I bet he won't do that spin-off again.
Hey, it wouldn't be smart of him to do that. Talladega gets the shot off, but a holding foul called against Xavier. So the ball will stay here on the left end of the court. Foul was on Joseph Williams, the man that has come up with 2 big blocks. Inbound on the right baseline, but get the easy bucket, that being from Rayford Albright on the left side, as Talladega increases their lead from 38 to 35. Now it's 40 to 35. Xavier comes right back with no hesitation. Basket by Xavier's Rayshawn Mart.
I want to excuse the folks here looking at us. I had to untuck my shirt because
you've been eating, big fella.
I've been eating.
The ball goes in the paint to the big fella, another big fella, that being Big Carl Taylor for Talladega, but he comes up short on the baby hook. Xavier Joseph Williams comes flying in, but could not finish off of the miss. Talladega back on the offensive end, going to our left as Xavier is going to the right. Xavier is wearing the home white with gold numbering, and Talladega is in their gray with kind of a powder bluish colored numbering on the back. Foul is called against Talladega. Ball goes over to Xavier, trying to cut into this 2-point lead and take advantage of it and take the lead here in the final 17:31 remaining in the game. The winner advances to the championship game tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the number 1 seed Dillard Blue Devils and Coach Mike Newell. Xavier is on the attack. Ball being handled by Jeff Dixon, kicks it out.
Wasn't successful on the long range 3, Dixon. Big Carl tried to set the pick.
I don't know, Marlon. I wouldn't have the big fella way out there unnecessarily. I'd be figuring out ways to have my guys set screens to get the big fella in position.
Absolutely. Xavier has the ball back.
Coming up the floor, attacking the rim, but it's a turnover. Rashawn Mart was moving a little too quick as the pass came from Jalen David, and it goes off of his fingers. Timeout called by Xavier right now. We are 16 minutes remaining in the game. Talladega 40, Xavier 38.
Oh, now there is, okay, now we're rocking. Oh, I should have put this on the ground.
Yeah, you should have, big fella, because the Xavier ladies fans are up in here getting it. Oh, they got the XU rolling on right now, big fella. 16:41 remaining in the game.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, my
Turn
goodness.
up.
Yes. Only at HBCUs do you get this type of entertainment in the stands as well. Yes, the ladies are doing their thing from XU.
Walk with a dip when you dip your hips. Now dip, dip, dip. Okay.
Yeah.
Walk with a hip. Okay, I see you.
Yeah. How can you not have a good time when you are at a HBCU school? Big fella, big fella.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good time right there,
Oh,
Marlon.
so they're going to be lit in here tomorrow, right?
Oh.
So it's important for Xavier.
It's important for Xavier to advance against their crosstown rival Dillard, because that could be just a taste of what tomorrow will be like on a Sunday. Because, you know, there are many options on a Saturday and a Friday, but Sunday afternoon, there's no question it should be packed in here.
Yes.
Ball goes out of bounds off of Talladega, and Xavier is in possession of the ball as they come to our right. 16-12 remaining in the game. 2-point lead for Talladega. See if Xavier can get something going. Ball is moved to the right side of the court. That is Rashawn Mart. Rashawn Mart trying to do a little dance up top to create some space. It appears as if Talladega is in a 2-3 zone, and they found the gap, that being Jalen David, to tie this game up at 40.
Really good dish off in the paint.
Talladega is back on the offensive side of the ball. Ball being moved to the right side. He's trapped up at the top of the key and going to the rim, plus the one. Donovan Armstrong getting the traditional three. Marlon Fave, right?
The traditional three that is. And it appears that Xavier has now taken the lead.
Yeah.
In this game.
42-40. At the line is Donovan Armstrong to complete the three-point play the traditional way. That came off real funny out of his hands, and okay, I'll say what it was, Marlon. That was a brick.
It was a brick.
Yeah.
Brick.
He was brick cola. He is building homes at Xavier right now. Talladega back on the offensive end. Possible clean. Oh. Attacked the rim with ease, but there was a foul committed against Xavier. That being on Alex Carter.
Alex Carter, his first, team fourth.
Going to the free throw line for two is Chauncey Blakely.
Yeah, Chauncey Blakely did an excellent job yesterday, particularly on defense.
Missed that free throw. This is definitely a closer game than probably some would have anticipated. Big Fave.
Yeah. Given the fact that, given the simple fact that that Xavier had beat Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say it was last week.
And then the fact that Xavier is playing here at home in the comfort of the Convocation Center. Started off that way early. Foul is called against Talladega, Devontae Dixon.
First personal foul, third team foul.
Xavier has the ball. Pass goes in from Dixon to David. David kicks the ball out back to Dixon as he ran through the lane, back on the right side of the perimeter.
Foul on Dixon for Talladega, his second, team fourth.
Team fourth foul for Talladega.
Xavier taking the ball out on the right baseline. Looking for someone to get it into, and of course they go to their man, Virgil Davison. Oh, great strip by Talladega as they are on the attack. He should have taken that three when he had the chance. He wound up going into a very tough situation and getting log jammed, but he got bailed out on the foul.
Foul on Jeff Dixon for Xavier, his third foul, team's fifth. Two shots for Dixon.
Marlon, the Xavier Lady fans have gotten a little lit up in here.
Yes, they have. They don't shy away from being turned.
Not at all. If Xavier makes it tomorrow afternoon should be a very fun-filled game between Xavier and Dillard. Men take place, of course, at 4 p.m. and the women at 2 p.m.
So here's a little football news. UCF Knights linebacker Shaquan Griffin uses his left prosthetic arm to do 20 reps on the bench press. Now, he played his entire football career with a half an arm, with 1.5 arm.
Okay.
So he's at the NFL Combine balling out, an excellent pass rusher at that linebacker position. So I just retweeted it at BigFave504 if you want to check it out. I think that's pretty cool for the Combine. Big Curl Taylor.
Gets that offensive rebound, kicks it out so Talladega can reset. Score of 42-40 right now. Xavier's in the lead with 13:25 remaining in the game.
Talladega's ball. Say it was a push-off foul by number 12, Jalen David.
Foul on Xavier, Alex Carter, his second, team sixth.
Excuse me, Alex Carter, number 24.
Taking the ball out of bounds on the left baseline is Talladega. Looking for big Carl Taylor coming out of the lane to retrieve the ball and get the offense set up. Boy, big Carl Taylor's putting that big paw up there.
Yes, he is.
You got to feed the big fella.
Help
you got to
the bear.
feed him. Feed him. He's not hibernating for the winter. Winter is over.
It is over.
Get the man his food.
Feed me. Okay.
I don't know what they said, but it looked and sounded good, Marlon.
It did. It really did.
I'm serious. I really want to see a Xavier and Dillard matchup tomorrow because, man, these fans and the energy that they're bringing. You got to love college basketball and March Madness.
I love it, man. I really do.
Xavier is back on the tack. There he is. That man has been busy all weekend long so far. That being Virgil Davison laying it up, making it 44-40 in favor of Xavier. Talladega has to get something going again. Can't make that mistake, Marlon. Talladega from Talladega.
Right, Talladega from Talladega.
I like that.
Yeah. Then they're going to – oh, no, they didn't rule that a foul.
For those of you that may not be aware, like I said earlier, tonight is a big game in North Carolina on Tobacco Road. Literally 10 miles separate the two schools. They are playing in Cameron Indoor Arena on Coach Krzyzewski, on Coach K's court. At halftime, UNC 35, the Duke Blue Devils 25.
Okay.
UNC won the earlier matchup this season.
March Madness.
Yes, sir.
So when do the brackets kick off?
The brackets will kick off as soon as the tournament is over, and my friend, that will be next week.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yes, indeedy. Tournaments, you got some tournaments that actually start this week coming.
Right.
Yeah, this week
We're
coming,
at one
and then
now.
the end of next week. So, yeah, NCAA does theirs a little bit later. So,
correct.
But, yeah, looking forward to a very good time this year again, as always. Make sure you get your brackets done. You don't need to be scientific. You don't have to be a mad scientist like I usually am, and it usually leads to losing. I'm done usually on day one. Oh.
Nice
It's
change
gotten
of events.
exciting here. Xavier was running back on defense, got a big block. Talladega gets the rebound, tries to dunk it home again, blocked again, but Talladega comes back up with the rebound.
Good job by Davison. I mean, he appears to be in a little pain.
Oh, yeah.
But he had his feet set.
He
and
took the charge.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what was one of my favorite scenes?
What's that?
I remember watching Love and Basketball when Monica was playing for USC. She was able to, which is Sanaa Lathan, by the way, was able to run down there and set her feet and boom, got charged. Monica, you did such a good job. 2 weeks later, she's starting as a superstar. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I'm going to give you a basketball movie I love that I know most people won't even know anything about. Xavier turned to look this way. I can promise you, Xavier won't even come close to knowing who was in this movie. No, Hoosiers? No, man. I'm going to give you one better than that. I'm not going to tell you who is starring. And no, you only got 30 seconds to answer because yesterday he went on Google to try to find the answer. So none of that today, buddy. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. Who was the star in The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh? Basketball movie. Hurricane season.
Oh, man. He's at like 15 seconds. 11 minutes and 28 seconds remaining here in the game. Xavier's up 44. Talladega 41.
Want to make a correction on the game times for tomorrow, that being the championship game. The women will play at 1 p.m., not 2 p.m., and the men play at 3:30 p.m., not 4 p.m. I'll remind you, of course, the rest of this game, but it's 1 p.m. for the ladies' championship game of the GCAC 2018 and 3:30 p.m. for the men GCAC championship game.
Really big play by Rashawn Mark for Xavier, coming up big in the paint.
Have a score of 46-41. Xavier is in the lead, but Talladega is on the attack on the offensive side. He gets the shot off, but a shot clock violation because it didn't graze the rim at all. Ball goes back over to Xavier with a 46-41 lead. 10 minutes and 33 seconds remaining here in the second half. It has been a fun day of basketball.
MG.
Man, that would have been fantastic if Alex Carter could have caught that in midair and put it down, put the hammer down over the big 6'8" Serbian Jordi Baranje.
He was close.
Big favor, if you notice, 30 seconds been passed up, and Xavier gave up on it.
Oh, he gave up. Like Mike to street ball.
The fish that saved Pittsburgh starred some of the greatest basketball players in the history of the game. One notably, the great Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Julius Irving.
So, Dino, while we're on that subject, give me your top 5 all-time roster. And I know that's tough. You might have to split
In
it
the
into
NBA?
In the NBA.
All right, well, I'm starting off every team that I've ever had, and not just because of me having been in free agent camp when he destroyed me coming out of college, literally destroyed me. And I don't know what I was thinking, given that I was a rookie and he's done this to every other veteran in the NBA. Got to start with the GOAT, that being Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Have to go with, I'm going to give you a name at my power forward who just filled it up like there was no tomorrow. But instead of having him at power forward, I would probably make him my small forward. And this is really tough. A lot of people may not know this. Go check the stats on BK of New York by the name of Bernard King.
Okay.
The man could fill it like no other. So I got MJ. I've got Bernard King.
Okay.
At center, got to go with the big dog from LSU,
There we
man.
go.
Shaq. Come on, man. The big fella, the big D's.
No brainer.
So I got BK, Shaq, Michael Jordan. I got to put KB24. I got to put the Mambo on that team as well.
Of course. Okay.
Okay. So, and you might be saying, well, I don't have a traditional point guard. Between Kobe and Michael, they can handle the ball the way I needed them to. Both 6'6", 6'7", defend, long wingspan. Bernard King can fill it up from anywhere. Shaq, and my last guy I'm going to put on that team.
Go ahead. You know you want to do it.
Although my man Russell Westbrook would be mad at me because Russell is my guy. I got to
you're going that way. Go ahead.
I got to put AD on that squad.
Okay, AD, I like that.
Absolutely.
I actually like that.
Oh, Shaq, think about this. Shaq, AD,
Right.
Bernard
AD
King,
the power, right?
put AD at the power forward.
Okay.
All right? That's what he's most comfortable at.
Yes.
You got Shaq. You got AD. Bernard King, who could fill it from anywhere. Jordan and Kobe.
That's nice.
I think I'm going to win a few games here and there.
Well as Xavier.
And I'm going to get defense like
you
no
gonna get
other.
defense.
You can't get past AD and Shaq because AD's timing defensively is the best. And I'm not being a homer, but AD by far, and not just because he was the player of the month in February, but, man, what he has done in this past month and then what he's done since Boogie has gone down, listen, has been nothing short of stellar. So that's my top 5, brother.
Well, that was a really nice play just now, and I'll give you my top 5 in a second by Xavier.
And
Now
no
I'm
disrespect, to the great Bill Russell. No disrespect to Will Chamberlain. No disrespect. And I'm not, and mind you, I know the history of the game. I'm talking Earl the Pearl Monroe. I'm talking Walt Clyde Frazier, George the Iceman Gervin, Connie Hawkins. I could go on with the list because I had to learn those players in the history of the game before my dad would even allow me to play basketball. I had to know where it came from. So even though Dr. J was in my era, Julius Irving was the doctor at the time when I was in middle school and so on and so forth. Still, the guys that I selected, man, I'm here to win championships. So, okay, here they go.
They're turning up again.
Here they go.
Now you're going to think this is pretty unique. But
man.
My point guard would go to Chris Paul.
Fave,
right.
I'm going to kill you.
Then I'm going
to kill you with Mike or Kobe on him, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going Michael Jordan. He's in my top 5.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
He's on that team.
So you got CP3, MJ, the Black Mamba.
I'm going to go ahead and you're going to think this cool shooting guard. I'm going Steph Curry. All right.
I'm going to destroy you. Look who you got. You got CP3, who's barely over 6 feet, Steph Curry, who's 6'2", Jordan and Kobe, 6'6" and 6'7".
All right, and last, King James.
You didn't just help me win a championship.
because I have no centers.
You got no bigs. You got no defenders
I'm
around
sorry.
the rim.
I have to make a trade. I made a mistake. I'm going in exchange for – I'll go, you know what? You're going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to trade Steph Curry for Dwight Howard.
You really trying to lose games. You really trying to lose games. You mean the guy that wanted to be like Shaq, who called himself Superman?
Exactly.
Cut it out.
I mean, if you go back to 2008 dunk contest, he was actually Superman that one night.
He did not touch the rim. He came up short. You need to cut it.
So Dino, he threw it in there?
He threw it in there. He didn't come close to the rim. It just happened. Kind of like, for instance, the other night when everybody's making a big deal about LeBron going around his back and the ball going between Tristan Thompson's legs. Did you see that?
I missed that one.
He goes around his back with his left hand. Tristan Thompson was actually setting a screen for LeBron.
Okay.
Tristan actually got in the way with his legs open, and the ball goes through LeBron. It goes through Tristan's legs. So let's say, for instance, I'm LeBron.
Okay.
I'm driving to the right. You're setting a pick for me,
right?
And I take it out of my left hand, and I throw it behind my back. It goes between your legs. I catch it from between your legs, and I go to the hole and dunk. That wasn't planned. He just happened to be there where his legs were open and the ball goes through.
So it just looks sweet. That's all.
It just looks sweet.
It wasn't planned.
No, far from that. Tristan Thompson was in the way trying to set a screen, and that's just the way the luck of the draw goes sometimes.
Okay.
Which, as the old saying says, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Speaking of luck of the draw, that shot wasn't by Jalen David. And Xavier has another score transitioning for the – oh, they were going for the big dunk. Resetting it, Xavier has the ball now up 54-44.
All right, so dig this. Xavier gives me his list. And I like his list. It's not a bad list at all. He's got the bad boy, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
All right, love that. Michael Jordan.
That's nice.
LeBron James. The big cap, that being Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the man with the rings being Bill Russell.
11 of them.
Hey, that's a fantastic list. Absolutely. Xavier, that's a hell of a list, man.
That's a nice list, man.
Yes, sir. So, Big Fave, that means that me and Xavier would beat your team, bro.
So, okay. I just have ball handlers and shooters, huh?
That's all you got. You got no defense.
Dwight Howard on Shaq. I'm trying to think.
Dwight.
Who could you put on? Who else could you put on?
You seriously want to do that to Dwight Howard?
I mean, you could go
He already
Bill
lacks
Russell,
confidence.
Kareem, but what other center could I pick? And I like your team because you choose every era, right? I'm trying to think, who could I get? I don't know who I could get to handle Shaq. That's why I had to trade Curry.
Well, first of all, I remember having Shaq on the show a few years ago, and we were talking about the last of the bigs. There are no more bigs.
None, bro.
Shaq was really the last one. Now, granted, it's still early, but if you want to just take up space, dude, Joel Embiid. I'll take Embiid before I take Dwight Howard.
Now, Embiid is about 6'10", right?
Embiid is 7'3".
7'3", I am tripping.
Yeah, Marlon.
Yes.
Joel Embiid is that guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
7'3". I thought he was 6'10". No, Durant 6'10".
KD is 6'10".
KD 6'10".
Again, no slight to KD as well. I mean, you're talking about some great guys. That's why it's the hardest thing in the world to pick your top five, dude. It's just difficult.
It is. It's easier to do it by position as opposed to teams.
Bruh.
Yeah, that is a tough deal.
We got a little away from that, talking about our top five there. But
I was sliding a little bit in, Xavier. They're transitioning a little here.
The score is 54-44. Xavier is leading Talladega now. 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game.
And if you're just tuning in and if you felt like you missed something, remember, you can always go to Portal. That's P-A-R-T-A-L.
P-O-R.
P-O-R. I said P-A. Partake. Portal. P-O-R-T-A-L stretchinternet.com/Dillard. Oh, thanks, Dino. There you go, right there.
Always had it written down, fam. With all the information that we're getting at one time, we got to keep stuff written down.
Right. I can't rap and freestyle everything. Hello.
54-40. See how this free throw goes? 46. It is an 8-point lead for Xavier. Right now in the game for Xavier, Mart Davison, Dixon, Lambert, and David. And for Talladega, Albright, McGee, Banks, Dixon, and Spearman. See, even the public address announcer, you already said Talladega.
Talladega.
And it's Dega. It's Dega.
Well, we'll just have to let them know.
Absolutely.
Because I know the folks listening right now online, they're like, if they mess that up one more time.
Making their skin cringe. Scoring leaders for Talladega is Blakely, and for Xavier, it's Mart. Blakely has 14, Mart has 12. Rebounding leader for Talladega is Blakely also with 8 and 12 rebounds for David of Xavier. And Dixon is leading with assists for Xavier with 6, and Blakely leading with 4 assists. Basically, Blakely is doing everything for Talladega tonight, leading in scoring, rebounding, and assists, Marlon.
Yeah, he's rolling, Blakely.
But that's what you want from your all-star player, though.
Yes, that's exactly what you want. And he's shown great leaderships in both games.
Great.
It's just that good drive to the Xavier's ball.
Virgil Davison did a fantastic job of splitting the middle, but couldn't get anything to go.
He looks like Muggsy Bogues right now. Like from this angle, like a darker version of him.
I'm going to also give you one a little bit better than that, even from his walk and everything, his body stature.
Go ahead and say it.
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. now, Nate was one heck of a football player.
Yes, he was.
I think he went out for the NFL
Yes, he was.
Pro Day.
He totally was.
And he had a fantastic dunk at All-Star one year as well.
Two-time winner.
Two-time winner, yes.
Yeah. 54-46 is the score here in New Orleans at Xavier University's Convocation Center on the campus of Xavier University. It is the 2018 GCAC basketball tournament.
I always struggled, Dino, with gravity in dunking. I know this is very random, but I've only been able to put my fingertips in the goal with the ball. So I do like one of those Dwight Howard ones, but except not that far of a leap. Gravity always kicks in. What is heavy that goes up?
Jalen David scores that bucket right there.
10-point lead. Xavier's winning 56-46 over Talladega. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
Do not count Talladega out this game just yet. There's enough time. 10-point lead for Xavier. A few turnovers, knocked down a couple of shots. You got a whole new ball game. 5 minutes is literally an eternity in a basketball game. Marlon Fave, right? And there goes, that could have been the first one to get them on the correct path to cut this lead.
Virgil Davison, his second, team 10.
He tried to set his feet. He was successful a few drives back.
Just got there a little late.
A little late.
Just a little late. At the line for Talladega is Spearman shooting 2, getting them the old-fashioned way.
To the line for Xavier. You have Spearman. The views here are wonderful.
Absolutely. Not a bad seat in the house.
Not at all. Spearman knocks down his first one. He has one more free throw. You are absolutely right. Not that many bad seats in here.
Absolutely not. I'll tell you what I want to find out from Xavier. What's the deal with the sparsity of the gold seats and how that is all set up? Like, does it mean anything? Does it spell out anything? Like, I want to find that out.
Yeah, I would like to find that out because usually it would go black, gold, black, gold.
Yeah.
But it's like gold, 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 gold. Then you'll have a floor of black.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That it is. I want to find out about that. I want to know if it's code for something.
It might be something.
Yeah, just something that you're thinking about.
Rodell Best at the line.
5 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the game. It is an 8-point lead for Xavier in the final game of the night. Reminding you, the championship games on Sunday, the ladies will play at 1 p.m. and the men play at 3:30 p.m. right here inside the Xavier Convocation Center on Xavier University's campus from New Orleans. Thank you so much for listening as well as viewing. Make sure you share it with your friends as well. Check out the championship game tomorrow. And just to let you know in advance, going forward, athletic director being Kiki Baker-Borns. They are planning on streaming so much more in the future. So for those of you that may be out of town, you will be able to be a part of your HBCU whenever Dillard is playing for the GCAC as well. Please let everyone know in the HBCUs the impact that it could have for your university, making you feel like you're a part of the games even when you aren't able to be there or when your team is out of town.
Yeah, show some love. We know one thing that Xavier is known for is their pharmacy school. So there's tons of pharmacists across the country. Might want to check out their old alma mater. You can go stream live.
Absolutely. You don't have to be there. We will bring it to you. I remember at one time, very early on back in the day, BET used to show a lot of the HBCU games.
Yes, but then BET got sold.
Yes.
And you know that story.
Yeah, absolutely. They were sold to Time Warner, the exact same company that owned or that oversaw Essence. And nothing against anybody, but Essence changed over the years. And glad to hear that it is now owned again by us, for us.
Boo-boo.
Come on now.
Hello.
Bringing it back.
Message.
Absolutely. Yeah. Essence is now the parent over BET's network and Essence.
Well, that's great.
Yes, sir.
And we are live here. 4:58 left remaining in the game. We have Xavier leading 57, Talladega 49.
Talladega from Talladega make it 58-49. It is a 9-point lead for Xavier as we start to wind down, and execution is going to be key down the stretch for Talladega, and smart decision making by Xavier is going to be important in order for them to close out this game. A long-range 3-ball shot by Talladega, rebounded by Xavier.
Slow it down there, Davidson.
Big Fave, I got to tell you, brother, LeBron James got another triple-double tonight.
Okay.
But they're in serious trouble, man. They lost again, 126-117 to the Denver Nuggets, which is interesting because the 2 games before the All-Star, should I say before the trade deadline, everybody was like, oh, my goodness, look at the young talent they got. They're going to just start blowing teams out. Well, after the All-Star break, they haven't won. Yeah, they're taking a nosedive right now, man.
So what are you looking at? Is it more Boston for you or Toronto?
I still say Boston and Toronto are the 2 teams that I see coming out of the East. I thought that once Boston made that trade and they acquired Kyrie Irving, that changed the entire landscape. The other thing is people are starting to find out the importance of Kyrie Irving and how big he was for that basketball team.
That I agree.
No question, LeBron he's putting up his points. But on the flip side of that, you can't dismiss the importance of Kyrie Irving and how he made everyone else on that team better. Plus, in crucial game situations, his ball handling skills and the way he could create and get a good shot. Just like Talladega tried to get a good shot right there, but Mr. Dixon wasn't having it. No, I'm sorry, that was Mr. Lambert. He was not having it. That's Monty Lambert with the big block right there.
I bet you won't.
I bet you won't. You know, that's what Joseph Williams was saying earlier today. Every time somebody came in the lane, he let you know, I bet you won't do it again. And Monty Lambert follows suit by saying, you really need to cut it.
You need to cut it.
Stop coming in this lane.
Foul on Xavier, Monte Lambert, his second.
If Xavier goes ahead and closes this game out tonight, man, tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. should be a whole lot of fun, Marlon.
It will be. I think we'll get all of the local media here as well
Absolutely.
to check it out.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Two local rivals battling it out right here in the Xavier University Convocation Center.
Now, my question is, do the Pels play tomorrow?
We do,
Okay.
but we're out on the road for the next 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're here in the city,
This
our
is where you
local
need to
team
be.
isn't going to be here, but you can be here. That's correct.
This is where you should be at on a Sunday afternoon. And you'll still have time to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather like it was today, if it's beautiful again tomorrow, because I got to tell you, goodness gracious, it was amazing outside today.
When we were at the halfway point after game 2, I went and took a little ride, man. I'm not going to lie
Yeah.
to you. I just wanted to change scenery real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is beautiful outside.
Oh, bruh.
Made me wish I could take off this suit here and put on some shorts and T-shirt.
Well, that's actually the plan for tomorrow on Championship Sunday, is to have our GCAC shirts on tomorrow.
Right.
So that way we can relax on Sunday and watch the games as well as broadcast live as always.
With the
Xavier.
We're talking to you, Xavier. 3X, buddy. 3X.
That's Xavier, part of the production team, doing the videoing yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Eunice Kamul is not here today, but our girl, Rodrika Taylor, is. And Xavier Randolph, greatly appreciate them today and everything that they're doing.
No doubt. And Xavier is demanding the rebounds. I would really like to see how many rebounds they have thus far.
Rebound-wise, you are looking at 29 for Talladega and 35 for Xavier, which explains why they have a 9-point lead.
3 minutes remaining. So Diga really have to strap down right here. It seems that they're, I don't want to use the word lackadaisical, but kind of playing flat right now.
Yeah. This is where they need to get it.
I mean, they did a really good job in the first half at really setting the tone of the game and doing a good job at, commanding the game. And
Came back, even got it down to, even took the lead at the half, 36-35. But since then, in the second half, the scoring disparity has been 25-15 in favor of Xavier. Make it 26-15 in favor of Xavier.
oh, is it the shoes? Really wet 3 there.
3 ball by Albright. Making it 62-54. It's an 8-point game. Anytime you've got it under a double-digit lead with 3 minutes remaining in the game, you have a chance to pull ahead and stay in the game, especially with bad decisions like that and bad shots like that Xavier just took. Talladega taking it right back, but wasn't able to close the deal and seal the deal in the layup. So Xavier comes back to our right with the score of 62-54. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the game. Talladega has to stay disciplined the rest of the way.
Davidson clearing out the lane. Someone's going to cross.
Offensive foul called against Rayshawn Mart for Xavier.
Xavier want to be careful here, and I know they're trying to control the clock, but, I mean, again, it's not that big of a lead. They're only down 8 points, Dega. So now it's back for defense for them.
Absolutely. This is your chance to get it down to 6 or 5. Head coach Fred Summers telling his team, let's go, speed it up, get it up the court. Foul committed against Talladega. On the big fella, big 6'10", South Bend, Indiana center, senior Carl Taylor. Xavier is going back to the line with 1:47 remaining in the game. The winner advances to the championship game Sunday in the men's bracket for 3:30 p.m. 3:30 Central Standard Time, right here at Xavier University, inside of the Convocation Center.
This is correct, my friend. Minute 47 left.
Really is such a beautiful facility, man.
It is.
Really,
it's
really
nice,
is.
man. Very classy.
I like the big scoreboard in the center of the arena also.
I feel like we're on a different world.
It's a good look. Talladega may be running out of gas, especially as long as Xavier continues to attack on the defensive end of the ball as well. I don't want to think that it's just attacking on the offensive side of the ball. You can have a strong, aggressive attack on the defensive side of the ball simply because of the fact that you're not letting guys get into the paint, getting where they want, making them uncomfortable as they're moving around the perimeter. One o'clock start time tomorrow for the women's championship game, which is between the number 1 Dillard Lady Blue Devils and the number 2 Edward Waters Lady Tigers.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up, do a little prayer, and I'm going to take me a nap tomorrow.
You're going to get up, say your prayer, and take a nap.
Take a nap, yep.
That's a good Sunday, bro.
That's a good Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to re-up on a little rest for tomorrow because we've been putting in some really decent hours.
Oh,
and I love it.
Yesterday, 12 noon, well, 11:30, 11 o'clock until about 8 o'clock. Today, from 11:30 to, which will be 9:30 by the time we get out of here after we wrap everything up. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to kicking my feet up when I get home, my man. I have no intentions of going anywhere to do anything, as tomorrow is the final day with 2 games on tap. 66-56 is your score. 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining on the clock in this game. The winner advances to the championship game.
Well, we started something they're going to make us finish because I think Xavier and Dillard's going to want us to call more games next season.
Yes.
They're loving it, and we're loving it as well.
Absolutely.
So get used to it, buddy.
There it is. Just enjoy it, pal.
Just enjoy it, pal.
Talladega makes the free throw, making it 66-57. Still a chance for Talladega to pull this one out, but it's going to take serious effort the rest of the way. He misses the second free throw. Talladega gets the rebound, but they have to commit the foul because he wasn't able to convert on the 3-foot shot. It was a 3-foot shot. He fell 2 feet short, Marlon. That reminds me of this one time when I was in college, we were playing flog. Just so you know, flog is the backwards way of spelling golf.
Okay.
And our basketball coach called it flog because none of us were good at golf. But we were better than Charles Barkley, though.
Oh,
all right?
Did you see?
He's horrible. Even a person who's never played golf is better than Charles Barkley. I love him. One of the funniest guys out here, but goodness gracious, that hitch in his kick is something else. Well, anyway, I had a 8-foot putt one time, Marlon.
Talk to me.
That came up 5 feet short.
Oh, man.
My head coach goes, "Hey, Dino, does your boyfriend know you play golf?"
Oh, oh, he stung you.
He goes, "How are you as big and strong as you are? You have an 8-foot putt and you go 3 feet with the putt."
Don't feel bad. I swung at air. So at least you connected.
Oh, man. Big Carl Taylor is at the line for Talladega. Maybe a little too late now. 10-point lead for Xavier, 67-57. But it was funny. The rest of the team cracked up laughing. It was like, dude, that's the funniest thing in the world, man. Coach called you a big girl on the slide, man.
On the cool, he stung you.
Yeah.
But you were talking about Charles Barkley, man. That dude golf swing is so funny, bro.
It is horrible. Carl Taylor knocks down the second free throw, and Talladega calls a timeout.
Just trying to finish strong here, I guess.
They're trying to do something. But I tell you, the leading scorer for Talladega has been Devontae Dixon with 15. And for Xavier, Virgil Davison, which is really no surprise as he's got 17. Rebounding leaders for each team respectively is for Xavier, Jalen David with a total of 14 rebounds. He's been an animal on the board this game. And for Talladega with 9 big rebounds, that would be Arcuus McGee. Leading assist leader is Jeff Dixon for Xavier with 7, and Chauncey Blakely with 4 for Talladega. Talladega really had a tough time shooting the ball in the second half. They're shooting 30% overall in the game, 33% from three-point range, and 65% from the free throw line. They have made 21 of 32, and Xavier 21 of 31 at the free throw line, shooting 67%, 36% from 3, 4 of 11, and shooting 42% from the field in the game. That is Xavier. Talladega 9 points down, 67-58. Xavier with the lead, 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining in the last game of the day.
Xavier with a comfortable lead here.
That they are. 58-57, North Carolina over Duke with 7 minutes left in the game. Out on Tobacco Road, as we are getting close to wrapping things up from here in New Orleans on Xavier University's campus at the Xavier Convocation Center. Big Carl Taylor going to the line.
Big Carl Taylor at the line.
Hasn't really had the impact that I thought he was going to have today. Marlon, I know you are a fan of Big Carl. He's actually 0 of 1 from the field with only 1 point. Big fella, you can't do that.
Right, he seemed to come out from the beginning very, very flat.
Yeah.
And he tried to get a little rhythm early. Did some good things on defense, just having a presence, but he wasn't the scorer today as he was on yesterday. As you see, he showed a little frustration.
Yep. 5 total rebounds. Big fella, when you're 6'10", you got to work him.
Yep.
Especially when the closest player that is to 6'10" would be Chris Ward for Xavier. But who's been huge for Xavier is Malik Blanchard. I mean, not Malik Blanchard. I meant to say Joseph Williams. $69-59 is your score. 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining here in the final game of the day of the 2018 GCAC Women and Men's Basketball Tournament. Yeah. His head jerked back, foul called against Xavier. I know for a fact Coach Alfred is not pleased with that decision there.
Foul on Xavier, Donovan Armstrong, his third.
Donovan Armstrong committed not a smart foul there.
Not at all. Dixon, he has a high percentage shooting from the free throw line as he sinks that first one.
Jeff Dixon has played very well today.
So we won't be going home hungry. I see. As Ms. Martin has been doing a wonderful job at feeding us throughout the day.
Absolutely. Greatly appreciate that. As you know, between Marlon and I, we're not missing too many meals.
Hello. Ain't that the truth?
There's not a table that I haven't seen that I don't like when there's food on it.
Candy and all.
Whatever you got, yes. We're only doing it to be hospitable. If you're offering, you must want us to eat. So we're going to say yes. We don't do that old school thing. No, that's okay. I'm fine. No,
I'm
if
not,
you ask,
that's not me.
I'm eating.
Straight up.
You don't want me to eat, don't invite me to your house.
And our third partner down there, Casey, she's not shy away from food either. She had more food on her plate than mine.
That's
but she
Simo.
doesn't gain any weight. I don't know how she does it.
That's Simo, yeah. She's definitely in tune and in shape, brother. Yes, she is.
Foul
50 seconds remaining here. Xavier up 72. Talladega's up 61 as we have 50 seconds left. So basically, we're at the point right now, unless Talladega really
Talladega.
Diga. Sorry, folks listening. It was a mistake. I was talking about the city. We're talking about the team. Talladega's going to have to just really turn up right here. And I've seen a couple of basketball games where teams have been down greater than 10 points
Absolutely.
with seconds left.
It could definitely happen now.
Yes.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Xavier misses a few free throws. Talladega comes down, knock down a few threes. It's very possible. It definitely is not out of the realm from happening. All right, here we go. Winding it down now.
2 shots for Martin.
The first one is good. Trying to extend that lead. (74-61) is your score with 50 seconds remaining as Talladega comes up the floor, rolling it up the floor, trying to conserve all the time that they possibly can. Count the basket. Dixon scores again, 74-63, 44 seconds remaining in the game. May be a little too late.
That it is.
Dixon, that's his fifth. Two free throws upcoming for Jeff Dixon.
Two free throws for Xavier's Jeff Dixon. Of course, there was a foul call against Talladega. 43 seconds remaining in the game. 75-63 is your score as the time is winding down on the clock.
That it is.
Talladega, little too late.
Oh.
Another big block by Joseph Williams, which is what he has done the entire day today.
Rejection.
And it looks like some of the Xavier fans are making their way out of the Convocation Center as it will be a crosstown rivalry in the championship game of the men's tomorrow afternoon for 3:30 p.m. Dillard and Xavier meet 1 against 2.
I have a hashtag for tomorrow.
What's
Uptown versus downtown.
There it is. There it is.
Swish.
.28 seconds remain. 77-63 Xavier.
That was a smart play right there.
77-66, 26 seconds. You have to give Talladega credit. They're trying to keep it moving. And there's a turnover.
He didn't even realize he was just in the right place.
Yeah, right place at the right time.
And
another big three, 77-69 with 18 seconds remaining. Is it in the realm of possibility that with 18 seconds, you're down by 8, it could happen?
Hey.
That's what March does.
That's why it's mad.
There you go.
They do have one more timeout remaining.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if they can sink down 2 threes, you know,
Uh-oh.
75. Okay.
Xavier getting you ready for tomorrow on Sunday.
Okay.
When I'm not tired yet. Getting you ready for Sunday morning inspiration. Getting you ready for your gospel on Sunday.
There you go, Dino.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep going. Please.
Oh.
Yes, indeed.
I hear a little bit of that straight piano in the background.
Uh-huh.
Then that old quiet voice that. Oh, I'm not tired yet. And I like it. And the combos.
I guess what? I disagree with this a little bit because guess what? I'm tired, Big Fave.
Yes,
I'm tired. I can't wait to get home and go to sleep. Y'all might not be tired, but I'm tired.
These 6 jobs got me tired. We'll leave not being tired up to Kevin Gates.
Oh, man.
Get fly. I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired.
He is a lie. You know it.
Yes, I am a lie.
Right.
That fatigue get the kicking in.
He was tired after the 2nd job, let alone 6 jobs.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, man. I tell you who's not tired. These Xavier fans down here. See, they have that young energy.
They have that we came late to the game energy.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Because if you notice, they weren't here for the first 2-3 games.
Exactly. They have that we turned up last night but slept in energy.
And they're going to do it again today. That's what they got, energy.
Exactly. Oh,
Duke has gone up 70-64 with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the game. As we have 11 seconds remaining here in our game with the score 77-69. 11.1 seconds left in the game. Of course, make sure you join us tomorrow for Championship Sunday of the 2018 GCAC Women's and Men's Basketball Tournament here in New Orleans at the Xavier Convocation Center on Xavier University's campus. The women get started at 1 p.m. and the men are at 3:30 p.m. immediately following that game.
10-point lead, Xavier.
10-point lead, 10 seconds left. I know Coach Alford doesn't want to foul. Just let this one run on out. Down to 4.6 seconds remaining in the game. 79-69. Xavier over Talladega. Don't foul. Let them shoot it. Let the clock just run. And that is the game. Dillard University, the #1 seed, will take on the #2 seed, Xavier University, right here on the Xavier University campus in the Xavier Convocation Center. We greatly appreciate you for tuning in as well as listening. Make sure you go to Portal. Make sure you go to Portal.
You go to
.stretchinternet stretchinternet.com/Dillard, and you will be able to listen as well as hear both championship games tomorrow. Marlon, should be a lot of fun. Crosstown rivals, Xavier University taking on Dillard University. You know the fans are going to be in here tomorrow. What are you looking for?
Well, what I look forward to is this crowd to be crunk like it is right now, because that energy really transfers over to the court. If you notice, when that crowd right there got hyped, those players got hyped. So the student body is here. And being that it's a downtown, uptown rivalry game, I think it's going to bring more excitement. But for the ladies as well, protecting the home court, Dillard, well, your home, against
Edward Waters, the Lady Tigers. That will be the first game tomorrow. That starts at 1 p.m. and then the following game will be right here inside the Xavier Convocation Center, with Dillard taking on crosstown rival number 2 ranked Xavier University. It should be a very fun-filled evening. Want to say thank you again to the GCAC commissioner, that being Steve B. Martin, the president of the GCAC and athletic director, that being Dr. Kiki Baker-Barnes. Also want to thank our production team as always, that being Eunice Kamul, Rodrika Taylor, Xavier Randolph. Our sponsors as always, from Adidas, Triple B's Cajun Corner, the Wyndham Garden Hotel, and Still Premium Alkaline Water. Make sure you get some. It breathes life into you. Tomorrow, Championship Sunday, from right here at the Xavier University Convocation Center. I am Dino Hanson. He is Marlon's favorite and the third member of our team. Signing off for her, that being Casey Foran. This has been the 2018 GCAC Women and Men's Basketball Tournament from New Orleans, Louisiana. See you tomorrow.